Hello everyone and welcome to the class. We have been doing a lot of things in Japanese. We have done verbs, nouns, expressions, new vocabulary every day, lot of kanji characters. Today also we will do something new, some new forms of verbs, some new expressions, but before that we will try to do our assignments that I had given you. Just check your assignments and see whether what you have done is right or not. So, the first assignment over here is look at a calendar and practice verbs and dates with your partner by inviting them to do various things during the holidays. So, the pictures are over here for you, lot of pictures are given, date is given, the verb is given and you are to practice with your partner and ask them whether they want to do these things or not. So, well, the first one over here is Rokugatsu 15 nichi Kayobi Eiga o mimasen ka? So, well, over here the subject is I, which is hidden, and you do not have to say watashi to issho ni eiga o mimasen ka. Eiga o mimasen ka will suffice. So, well, this is how you can practice over here and ask your partner and learn new verbs and new words. The second one is a conversation between two people. It was a audio exercise where you were to listen to the conversation and do the questions here. So, well, now you can read the conversation as well and then do the questions here. Arun-san wa mainichi benkyou shimasu ka? Arun-san wa ichinichi juu benkyou shimasu ka? Gozen nanji kara nanji made benkyou shimasu ka? Gogo mo 3 jikan benkyou shimasu ka? Arun-san wa mainichi nan jikan benkyou shimasu ka? So, these are the questions. I am sure you would have done them correctly. So, well, you can check with your partners as well now and see what you have done. The third assignment here is choose the correct reading for the kanji characters. Now, we have done a lot of kanji characters, as you know, in our previous lessons, and some of them are listed here for you. You have to choose the correct one. The reading is given over here in hiragana as well as in Roman. So, well, the first one is, as you can see in green, ue, which means on top or above or up. The second one is again in green, shita, which means down, under or below, beneath. Then naka, which means inside or passing through or center. Then you have han, which means half. And then we have dai, the reading given is dai, it also means oki, which is big. So, I hope you got this right. Then, of course, we have been doing this all along, match the kanji characters in column A with column B. So, the first one is daigaku. Densha, kyou, akarui, ashita, oki, 10月 3日 and the last one is 1日. So, I am sure you have done them properly and correctly. Well, now in our previous lesson, we did telephone conversation, informal and formal, how you would talk on the phone to a friend, one, how you would inquire in an office at a reception about someone. If you want to call someone over, you want to know whether the person is there or not, how would you call on phone? So, we did some part last time. This time again we are going to do some formal phone conversation. So, let us see what it is. You can see this picture over here, two people are talking and let us see what they have to say. Moshi moshi, of course, we did. Moshi moshi is hello, only on the phone please. Remember, it is not hello as you would say how are you to someone. Hello, how are you is not moshi moshi, it is something else. We have done those expressions earlier. Over here only moshi moshi, which is to be used on the phone for hello. Now, the formal way of telling who you are is Arun to moshimasu. Now, watashi wa Arun desu. You can also say this on the phone, Arun to moshimasu. I am Arun, or Arun to imasu. I am called Arun. So, please, a better way would be Arun to moshimasu on the phone. And then if you want to call someone, say maybe your friend, you want to inquire whether the friend you want to know about is in office or in that place or not, what would you say now? Mariko-san onegai shimasu. So, now onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu is actually a request. It means please do as the verb says. It is a request. You make a request to the listener to do as the verb is saying, onegai shimasu. There are other ways of saying, other ways of requesting as well, but for the time being we will do onegai shimasu. Now, when you are asking for someone, you say Mariko-san onegai shimasu or X-san onegai shimasu or A-san onegai shimasu, whomsoever you want to call over on the phone. So, now what should the answer be of the receptionist? Well, shōshō omachi kudasai, please wait for a minute, and you go in and the receptionist goes and checks. The telephone operator will go and check whether the person is there or not. So, it is shōshō omachi kudasai, shōshō omachi kudasai. So, well, then what happens? The person goes and checks and comes back on the phone and says something. Now, what is that? Well, sumimasen, Mariko-san wa kyou yasumi desu. Mariko-san wa Mariko-san wa kyou yasumi desu. Yasumi is a holiday, she is on leave. Mariko-san wa kyou yasumi desu, or Mariko-san wa kyou imasen. Mariko-san wa imasen, she is not present at the moment. And then what is the reply of the person who is inquiring? Wakarimashita, I have understood. Wakarimashita. And then something else is given over here in blue, which is shitsure shimasu. So, well, shitsure shimasu has a lot of meanings. One, just shitsure. Just shitsure means shitsure. Just shitsure means I'm sorry, I'm leaving. I'm sorry, I'm late. Any of these meanings could be there. For example, in a meeting, if you come late and you want to enter, generally you just can't barge in and you just sit down. You would say, I am sorry, I am late, and just make some kind of an action or gesture. Well, shitsure is one word which you can use with shimasu. Shitsure shimasu, I am sorry for barging in like this, or I am sorry for intruding. Sometimes when, a lot of times, shitsure is also used when you leave a meeting earlier than the others. Well, still people are having the meeting and you want to leave, you have some work or for whatever reason, and before leaving you would say shitsure shimasu, please excuse me, I am leaving a little earlier. Another place where you generally would use shitsure shimasu is when you enter a Japanese house. Generally when you enter someone's house, you apologize before entering and you say shitsure shimasu, I am sorry, I am intruding like this, I am taking your time. And when you leave, then you would say shitsure shimashita. Shitsure shimashita. Shitsure shimashita. That I have taken your time, please forgive me, I am sorry. So, this is a very nice expression to know, to remember when you are in Japan dealing with Japanese. It is a polite expression. Also sometimes shitsure shimasu is used in place of sayonara. Sayonara, I am sure you all know, sayonara is bye bye in Japanese, and sometimes the Japanese people use shitsure shimasu in place of sayonara. It is more formal and polite. Well, onegai shimasu is a convenient phrase used when making a request, and generally the person who is listening to or the person whom the request has been made to will say, "Hai, wakarimashita, I have understood." For example, it can be used in a lot of places. For example, say if you go somewhere, you call a taxi. What would you say to the taxi man? Well, you would say, please drop me to a certain place. So, place made onegai shimasu. Please drop me to this place. So, place X made onegai shimasu. It is a request. For example, if you are thirsty and you want to have water, so you go to a restaurant and you ask for water. So, simple, mizu onegai shimasu. So, these are situations where you can use onegai shimasu for requesting to do something. And over here, as I explained to you earlier, shitsure shimasu is an expression used when entering someone's house or entering a room where people are already there, or entering or leaving a meeting when it is in progress, or you are late, you want to apologize for being late, or excusing yourself from somewhere, from a meeting, from a table, from a conference, anywhere. and also it is a parting expression instead of sayonara, which is commonly used in Japan. And the gesture you make is you bow and you say shitsure shimasu, sorry I am leaving. Now, you can also say shitsure shimasu, for example, in a situation like this where you are leaving office at 5 o'clock and people are still working in office. So, while you are leaving them, you want to excuse yourself and you say, sorry, I am leaving a little earlier than you. So, shitsure shimasu. So, this gentleman over here can say shitsure shimasu as is given over here, and the person who is here staying back can say, well, mata aimashou or mata ashita aimashou. This expression we did in the beginning, which means let us meet again tomorrow. So, this is shitsure shimasu. You can remember that. You can use it in a similar situation. Now, last time we also did ikimashou, if you remember. Ikimashou. Which means let us go. And when you say let us go, you include yourself in the activity, and 2, you also decide for the listener. You do not ask for opinion, you just decide. So, ikimashou is what we did last time, but we have something over here, tenrankai e ikimashou ka. So, well, if you just put a ka over here, question word ka over here in the end, it means shall we go. Now, you want the opinion of your partner, you are asking your partner and not deciding for your partner. So, it is shall we go instead of let us go. Tenrankai e ikimashou ka? Ikimashou. Is exactly hi actually, and ikimashou, yes, let us go. And you have tenrankai is an exhibition as we did last time. You have some other words also for you, some new vocabulary. Undokai, sports day. Bijitsukan, art museum. Cafeteria is a cafe. Doubutsu-en is a zoo. Hakubutsukan, a museum. So, well, you have these new words for you. You can practice with, instead of tenrankai, you can say undokai e ikimashou ka, bijutsukan e ikimashou ka, cafeteria e ikimashou ka, doubutsu-en e ikimashou ka, hakubutsukan e ikimashou ka. And you can of course add the name of the person and ask him directly and expect an answer. Now, we will do something new. I ate bread and eggs today morning. Kesa pan to tamago o tabemashita. There are some new things in the conversation. Listen very carefully to the conversation and then I will explain what it is. Kesa nanji ni okimashita ka?
6時半ごろ起きました。
何時に学校へ来ましたか？
7時半ごろ来ました。
じゃあ朝ごはんを食べませんでしたか？
いいえ、食べましたよ。パンと卵を食べました。牛乳も飲みましたよ。
毎日パンと卵を食べますか？
いいえ、毎日食べません。時々食べます。
So, well, the conversation is again between two people, A-san and B-san. I will read it out to you once and let us see how much you have understood. 今朝何時に起きましたか ?6 時半ごろ起きました。何時に学校へ来ましたか ?7 時半ごろ来ました。じゃあ、朝ごはんを食べませんでしたかいいえ、食べましたよ。パンと卵を食べました。牛乳も飲みましたよ。毎日パンと卵を食べますかいいえ、毎日食べません。時々食べます。So, how much did you understand from this? We have done quite a few things over here. Almost all the verb forms over here have been covered. Well, there are a few new words like goro, yo, yo is a particle, to is a particle, and tokidoki another new word, which we will do in this lesson here. 今朝何時に起きましたか So, what we can do is, we can quickly go through the translation and then explain what we have to do later. What time did you get up in the morning today? Around 6 o'clock. What time did you come to school? I came around 7 o'clock. Well, then you did not have breakfast today? No, I had eggs and bread for breakfast. In fact, I also had milk. Do you have eggs and bread every day for breakfast? Not every day, sometimes. So, well, this is the translation, may not be exact translation, but this is how you would say what is there in the language in Japanese like this in English. So, please do not try to translate it word by word, the meaning just might change. Now, what we will do is, we will see what all is there in the lesson. Practice answering with tokidoki. あなたは毎週映画を見ますか 毎週 you have done means every week. あなたは毎週映画を見ますかいいえ、時々見ます。時々 is sometimes. So, well, let us see. あなたは毎週肉を食べますかいいえ、時々食べます。Well, another example for you. あなたは毎週買い物をしますかいいえ、時々します。So, over here, when you are using this verb shimas, shimas will come over here. If you are using mimas over here, mimas will come over here. So, please try to do it as is given in the example. You will feel more confident once all of them are done, and you will be able to speak in a better way, do more conversation easily. Tegami. Tegami is a letter. あなたは毎週手紙を書きますか Let us see what is the verb over here. 書きます。書きます is to write. いいえ、時々書きます。In the end, we have kabuki and dorama. Kabuki is the traditional drama form of Japanese, where it is similar to our, I would say, Kathakali, because only male characters perform in kabuki all the time. Female characters are not there. All female characters are also performed by male characters. So, that is one speciality of kabuki, and this is a traditional Japanese drama form. So, well, let us see what it is. Mimasu. あなたは毎週歌舞伎見ますかいいえ、時々見ます。 Over here we will practice negative form of the verb with tokidoki. So, anata wa mainichi eiga o mimasu ka? Iie, mainichi mimasen. Tokidoki mimasu. So, well, anata wa mainichi eiga o mimasu ka? This you can replace with any name, for example, Tanaka san or imoto or oka-san, any of the vocabulary that you have done for person. Then eiga o mimasu ka? Mainichi niku o tabemasu ka? Niku o tabemasu. Sake o nomimasu. We did tegami just now. Tegami o kakimasu. So, in this manner you can change anata for names over here, any of the vocabulary that you have done. You can use any noun over here like niku, sake, ringo, tegami, kudamono, yasai, any of these that you have done, and over here you can change the verb according to what you are doing over here with the noun and ask a question and answer. Now, the options are given over here. Anata wa mainichi eiga o mimasu ka? Iie, mainichi mimasen. Tokidoki mimasu. So, well, you can ask like this and you can answer either in mas form or masen form. Of course, over here masen form is given, practice is for masen form. So, you can use masen form over here with tokidoki. Now, you have done this exercise earlier where you ask preference, A desu ka, B desu ka. If you remember, noun 1 desu ka, noun 2 desu ka. This is exactly what we have over here. Anata wa mainichi eiga o mimasu ka? Tokidoki eiga o mimasu ka? So, tokidoki is here in the question over here. You can answer as mainichi mimasu, you can choose, you can say mainichi mimasu or tokidoki mimasu. Now, over here mainichi instead of mainichi, we will just now do it there as well. Instead of mainichi, you can replace it with maishu, maitsuki, maitoshi. Maishu is every week, maitsuki is every month, and maitoshi is every year. Of course, with maitoshi you cannot say maitoshi eiga o mimasu ka or maitoshi ringo o tabemasu ka. Maitoshi kuni e kaerimasu ka? You can ask your friend, maitoshi kuni e kaerimasu ka? You can also ask, maitsuki jikka e kaerimasu ka? So, any of these words you can use with nouns, with verbs, and make sentences, make conversation. These simple conversations will help you in doing long conversations easily and comfortably without faltering. So, these help a lot. Try doing them at home with a partner, with someone, and also try doing it loudly, not inside. Just quietly you mumble something and say, okay, you know. No, always whenever you are practicing, try to do it out aloud. Now, we have another practice for you over here. If you remember, we did kara and made with time. Kuji kara goji made, rokuji kara shichiji made, or shichiji kara hachiji made, whatever exercise you are doing, whatever you are performing, activity you are performing. So, from a certain time till a certain time, a certain activity is done. Now, over here we will do kara and made, but from a certain place to a certain place. So, we have place 1 kara, place 2 made. Now, what do you want to do with place 1 kara, place 2 made? Now, place 1 kara, place 2 made, nanji kan kakarimasu ka? Made, nanji kan kakarimasu ka? For example, Kanpur kara Lucknow made, nanji kan kakarimasu ka? So, now you would say nanji kan kakarimasu ka? How long does it take from Kanpur to Lucknow? But walking or car or train or something else, or cycling probably. So, well, we need to tell by what mode of transport it takes a certain number of hours to get from one place to another. So, over here you have a lot of in this exercise over here you have some pictures, you can see the mode of transport and you can try to tell how long it takes from one place to another. So, for example, Kanpur kara place 2 made, Lucknow made, Kuru made. We have done de, if you remember in our previous lesson, kuruma de, hikoki de, fune de, by some mode of transport. So, well, place 1 kara, place 2 made, whatever mode of transport de, nanji kan kakarimasu ka? How long does it take from place 1 to place 2 to go by this mode of transport? So, well, let us see what it is. You can see a picture of a train over here. Well, Kanpur kara Lucknow made densha de nanji kan kakarimasu ka? So, this is a question you can ask, you can inquire. So, well, the answer would be nijikan desu. Kan you have done earlier, kan means span of time, period of time, nijikan desu. Now, we have another picture for you. There is a bus here, same question, Kanpur kara Lucknow made bus de nanji kan kakarimasu ka? Well, 3 時間 desu. Then we have what mode of transport? Well, we have a cycle. So, jitensha, Kanpur kara Lucknow made jitensha de nanji kan kakarimasu ka? So, of course, the fastest would be the train, then the bus and then the cycle. So, let us see how long it takes. 6 時間 desu. So, this is how you could tell by what mode of transport how long it takes. Kakarimasu. Now, there was a word goro in our conversation, and goro means approximate, around. But one thing is important, goro is only used for time, approximate time, word goro, only for time. And one important thing with goro is, okay, before that, well, juji goro, ju ichiji han goro means 5 minutes plus minus around 11:30, around 10 o'clock or 10:30 or 1 o'clock, 5 minutes plus minus approximately around this time is goro. Now, one important thing you have to remember with goro is if goro is to be used with time like this, for example, 11時半 goro, then particle ni, which generally follows time, will not be used. For example, watashi wa, for example, watashi wa 6時に起きます。私は6時に起きます。私は6時ごろ起きます。So please, when you say 6時に起きます, it is exactly at 6 o'clock. When you say 6時ごろ起きます, then it is around 6 o'clock. And you will notice that it is either ni or goro and not both together. As you can see over here, when time expression is followed by the suffix goro, it indicates approximate time, and please only indicates time and not approximate duration of time. So, it is exact time and not 1時から2時までごろ something like this. No, that is not to be used, only for exact time, for indicating time. When goro is used, particle ni will not follow time, as I just told you. For example, sanji goro and suitachi goro. It can also be used for exact date. Now, you have this picture over here. You can ask, nanji goro nemasu ka? Nanji goro nemasu ka? And whatever time is there in the watch over here, toke, you can tell, or whatever time you sleep, you can say 11時ごろ or 1時ごろ or 1時半ごろ寝ます。Now, we have another picture over here of someone getting up. 何時ごろ起きますか? What time do you get up? Approximately what time do you get up? Someone cleaning, and 何時ごろ掃除をしますか? So, what time do you clean? So, this is how you can use goro instead of ni for approximate time. Now, there was another particle, a new particle for you, particle to, not to please, particle to. Last time we did soshite, if you remember, which joins sentence 1 with sentence 2 like this. Okay. Soshite sentence 2, and it is a conjunction, used as a conjunction. Unlike English, it begins a sentence. Well, over here to is also an, but it joins one noun to another. For example, in a class, all of you are there. Well, A san to, B san to, C san to, D san, number of students, all of them are listed and are present in class. So, this is how you would use particle to over here. The example is kocha to kohi o nomimasu. I drink tea and coffee, and also ringo to mikan o tabemasen. I do not eat apples and oranges. So, this is how you would use to. Only thing with to is that you have to name all the objects, all the nouns present over there. For example, in class you have to name all the students present in class, or if you place a few things on the table, whatever is, for example, on my table, you have to name all the things with to. Now, look at the picture and ask your partner what they did yesterday, last week, day before, and practice negative form of the verb, which we haven't done so far. So, well, you can look at this picture and see what is happening. These people are sitting and they are watching a film. Someone is sleeping, someone is crying, and well, someone is watching. So, 昨日映画を見ましたか? 昨日映画を見ましたか? いいえ、見ませんでした. So, the answer is because he is sleeping, いいえ、見ませんでした. Now, this is a cake. ケーキを食べましたか? 今朝 today morning ケーキを食べましたか? いいえ、食べませんでした because it's still here, so 食べませんでした. And then we have this cup of tea, it's full, so well. 昨日コーヒーを飲みましたか? いいえ、飲みませんでした. So, this is how you would use negative past with senshu, sengetsu, kyonen. With these words you would use past and past negative. Well, now, yes, there was one more particle in the conversation which came in the end. There are two particles which we have already covered in class, which come in the end of a sentence. We did ka, we did ne, a confirmation particle. Now, today we will do particle yo. Like ka and ne, this also comes right in the end over here. Now, why and when do you use yo? Well, you have it right here. Yo is a particle of assertion and comes at the end of a sentence. It is commonly used in contradictions, in assurances and warnings, indicating that the information provided by the speaker is new, to emphasize information which the listener does not know, and it is important to remember that particle yo should not be used in formal situations and also to seniors most of the time, especially to teachers, to people who are senior to you in age or in rank. For example, over here you have ikanai hoga ii yo, it is better that we do not go. Muri shinai de yo, don't stress over work. Now, with yo also, the intonation is very different. It is stress on a subject, it could be stress on anything, and stress on particle yo as well. For example, ima nanji desu ka? You have done nanji, ima nanji desu ka? Ima rokuji desu yo. So, that yo is very, very strong. Of course, it is rokuji. So, the stress is over there with yo. Generally, ladies do not use this, but yes, nowadays, well, the younger generation does use yo a lot, but generally yo is a male speech particle most of the time. Now, we have kanji. We have been doing kanji all along in class. There are new kanjis, I tell you all the time. This is a little different as we have done the word tokidoki. You remember this, I am sure. This means nichi. This is do, and this whole thing we did for time. So, well, you have done this character earlier. Nichi, I am sure you remember, as I just told you, this and then this over here, and if you just put this again, this is a repetition of this kanji, toki doki, toki doki. I will write it down once again. You can see the stroke order now. Toki, doki, toki doki. So, this is the word we did, only the kanji is coming over here for toki doki. Now, we have another word jikan. This word also you have done, you know the word, you have seen the kanji also. Well, next time when you just see this kanji, this character in red over here, you will know what it is. It is jikan. So, I will draw it for you again. Ji we did just now as toki. Now, another reading is ji. One reading we did just now was toki, another reading is ji. Ji kan. Ji kan. So, once again, ji kan. Ji kan. This is how you have done it earlier. Now, you do it like this. Remember it as this character, ji kan for time. Now, some very simple kanjis today, very simple new characters, two new characters for you. One is te, which is hand, te, which is hand, and the other one is ashi, which is foot. So, I will make te for you first, te like this, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, you will see one is like this, 2 is a little longer than this, and then the third one is the longest of them all, and you have it here, a straight one. This is te or te. Then we have another one for you, ashi, 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 like this. Make a square, make a line, ichi, make another one like this, and hito, ashi, ashi. So, I think you got the stroke order. See how te is made, you have 1, 2, then you have 3, and then 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, this is how it is made, the te is there and then that is how it is divided. You can see it, te, and then ashi, 1, 2, 3, then you have 4, 5, 6 and then the last one 7. So, now you can see that this is a 7 stroke character and te, which I made over here, is a 4 stroke character. You can remember it like this as well, a 4 stroke character and a 7 stroke character, ashi. Now, as we have started doing hiragana from our previous lessons, well, we did a, I, U, E, O last time. Today, we have ka, ki, and you can see the stroke order is given very nicely, ki, ku, ke, and this small thing, when you lift your pen or you lift your brush, this is what comes, and it gives a nice look to the character K and then Ko. So, well, this is hiragana. Practice your hiragana and write it properly. Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke and Ko. This is all together, so that you can compare the strokes as well. Now, there are some new kanji characters. Well, I will go over it very, very quickly. Toke, Aida, Machigai. The meanings are given over here in the right column. Then Maniau. Maniau is when you are getting late and you are able to make it, that is Maniau. Ashiato, Tariru, Tebukuro, Tegami. Then this is vocabulary. Kesa, Asa, Tokidoki, Ban, Yonaka, Kakarimasu, Kusuri, Doubutsuen, Hakubutsukan, Kabuki. Of course, now it is your part. You have to do all the assignments now. It is not very difficult. Some words are given. Then the readings in Japanese are given. There is only one correct reading. You have to tick the correct reading. For school, so many are given, which is the correct one. So, try doing that. Then of course, as we did previously, kanji is given and you have to get the correct reading of the kanji character. Now, some sentences are given and you have to fit in the correct kanji which goes with the meaning of the sentence, which is the most appropriate kanji character and which gives a meaning to the sentence as well. Then match words in group A with meanings in group B. This is in Roman, the words are Japanese and this is the English meanings. And of course, fill in the brackets with appropriate particles, verbs and question words. They are all given in the brackets. You have to check out the correct, tick the correct word. And then there is a small conversation for you. Listen to this conversation. これは誰のテープレコーダーですか?
それはラオさんのテープレコーダーです。
ラオさんはどこですか?
ラオさんは実験室にいます。
2階の実験室ですか?
いいえ、そうではありません。地下1階です。
そこのエレベーターの前の実験室ですか?
そうです。
このカセットもラオさんのですか?
いいえ、それは私のです。
Listen to this conversation and answer the questions given over here. I am sure you will be able to do it. It is not very difficult. So, well, we will keep our lesson till here today. and do whatever we have to do next time. Enough for today. Practice all of this at home and learn your vocabulary, and we will continue next time. So, 皆さん、また明日会いましょう。ありがとうございます。Thank you.